You know, it's funny how people assume that if you're quiet, you must be passive. If you're kind, you must be naive. If you walk away, you must be weak. But what they don't see is the strength it takes to hold your peace in a world that keeps trying to take it. I wasn't always like this. I used to take things personally, every harsh word, every cold stare, every bit of silence. I felt it in my bones. And I used to wonder, why are people like this? How can they hurt others and not seem to care? But over time, something in me shifted, and I want to share that with you today. They say emotional intelligence is about being calm, about regulating your emotions, but it's more than that. It's about seeing beneath the surface. It's about learning to look at someone who lashes out, and instead of absorbing their poison, you recognize their pain. Most people only see the adult in front of them, the one yelling, avoiding, controlling, ghosting. But when your heart becomes trained in empathy, you begin to see something else. You see a child, a younger version of them, still scared, still aching, still unhealed, living inside that adult body, wearing adult clothes, making adult decisions, but emotionally still trapped in a wound that never closed. And suddenly it all makes sense. It's hard to hate someone when you truly understand them. I don't mean excusing them. I don't mean letting them stay in your life. I mean understanding them enough to not take it so personally anymore, because it's not always about you. Sometimes their silence means they were never taught how to express love. Sometimes their anger is grief wearing armor. Sometimes their arrogance is just deep fear, afraid to be seen as small. And when you start to see this, you stop reacting. You stop trying to fix them. You stop trying to prove yourself to them. Instead, you just breathe. You honor your nervous system. You protect your peace. You whisper to yourself, this is not mine to carry. Boundaries are not punishments, they're medicine. And just because you see their pain doesn't mean you have to hold it. Empathy doesn't mean staying in harm's way. You can walk away and still have compassion. You can protect yourself and still wish them healing. Because when you start seeing through soft eyes, you begin choosing with a strong spine. You say, I see why you are the way you are, but I don't have to let your storm live inside me. I understand your story, but I'm allowed to write mine differently. Your pain is valid, but your behavior is still your responsibility. We live in a world that praises quick comebacks, that tells us to clap back, be savage, stay unbothered. But real wisdom often walks away quietly. Real peace doesn't need to prove itself. It just sits, still, strong, soft. It doesn't yell. It doesn't chase. It doesn't beg. It simply says, I love myself too much to bleed for someone who hasn't learned how to hold a heart. So if you're someone who feels deeply, someone who sees the layers in people, someone who chooses peace over performance, I want you to know that's not weakness, that's power. This is Jennita, not here to shout, just to remind you, when you can see the wound and still walk with grace, you've already won the battle, and you didn't have to raise your voice to do it.